The bigger they are, the harder they fall. We have recently learned that Volkswagen is totally fine and there's nothing to see here. The strategic brilliance, the incredible execution of this extremely competent, agile, adaptable, innovative, lean, efficient, resourceful company has put them in a wonderful position to navigate the rest of this decade and beyond.
What do we know about these reported VW job cuts then?
For some weeks, the CEO of Volkswagen, Oliver Blume, has been very much emphasizing how the business model for VW essentially wasn't working anymore.
Quite an admission from the leader of a company to admit your business model is no longer working. This news, by the way, if you guys haven't seen, VW could cut up to 100,000 jobs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That is a lot of zeros. I, for one, am completely shocked by this news. I definitely didn't see it coming. In fact, I am so surprised that the CEO, the leader of the company, would admit on the record that their business model wasn't working and now be looking at taking extremely drastic action in an attempt to prevent the inevitable. I mean, no one could possibly have seen this coming, right? VW, smart company, big company, very dominant, depending on the year, either the best or second best selling automotive company by number of units sold globally. It's not like there were any early warning signs, any red flags, any major obvious changes that needed to occur. Otherwise, surely there'd be many people on the record, analysts, experts, commentators, even midwit content creators who would have been calling it from a mile away. So let's get back to this extremely unpredictable, utterly shocking bombshell news that VW believes their business model is cooked and they're in big trouble.
Which is to develop and build cars in Europe, in Germany, for export worldwide. And the factors behind that are multiple ones. So on the one hand, the Chinese market, which is VW's biggest, is in decline. Local manufacturers there are taking over a lot of the buying appetite. And
just to be clear, the Chinese automotive market itself is not in decline. It's also, by the way, the world's leading electric vehicle market. Apart from a few anomalies with sovereign wealth funds that massively incentivized people to buy electric vehicles years ago, China is the most mature EV market in terms of percent of vehicles sold being fully electric. When the CCP wants something, they get it. It's also a leading indicator of where the rest of the world is heading in a few years. Look to China. Look to EV adoption in China. That's an insight into the future around the rest of the planet. VW has simply and apparently, shockingly, only recently discovered that consumers in China, the most mature EV market, again an insight of where the rest of the planet is headed, don't actually want to continue to buy high volumes of the horse and buggy, when instead there's a much better technology, the electric vehicle, they can buy instead. If VW's plan or intention was to continue selling internal combustion engine vehicles in any meaningful volumes in China in the second half of the 2020s and beyond, that would have been an all-time strategic blunder. Of course, Volkswagen is a very smart, intelligent, innovative company, so they obviously realized, based on all the historical data going back a decade plus, that EV adoption was going to accelerate and China would be a leading indicator of the rest of the world. Therefore, if they wanted to continue to sell high volumes of vehicles in China, they would need to make compelling, affordable electric vehicles, which is exactly what they did. Oh, hang on, my producers just tell me that's not what they did. They're fucking stupid and they're fucked. Oh, I see. So, well, that's awkward. I mean, not awkward at all. No one could possibly seen that coming. And if you think that you may have heard people saying that VW was screwed and they needed to be all in on electric vehicles and they needed to remove a massive amounts of complexity in the business, you probably imagined it. Now, it's certainly true there are many very affordable, relatively compelling electric vehicles being produced in China by Chinese automotive manufacturers. And some of these have astonishingly low starting price points, equivalent of around $10,000, $12,000, $15,000 US dollars, some of them a little bit more. But when that's a bargain, if you've got a low budget and you can buy a decent vehicle that'll do the job with decent range, decent features and functions, it's electric, for that kind of price point, you'll be all over it. So essentially, Volkswagen's China business is in free fall. Of course, this isn't their fault. After all, there isn't a single non-Chinese automotive manufacturer selling any meaningful volume of vehicles in China. It's all just the local Chinese companies taking up the entire market, right? Well, yeah, if we pretend Tesla doesn't exist, but they do. And depending on the month and the quarter, Tesla's Model Y is typically the number 1, 2, or worst third best-selling vehicle of any kind in China for that time period. Not just electric vehicle, but any kind of vehicle, which is staggering given its extremely high starting price relative to many of the Chinese-made options. Model Y, given its price point, is playing on Giga Hard mode in China, yet still crushing most of the homegrown competition. So it's actually possible for a non-Chinese company to be slaying it in China if they produce a compelling product. So the collapse of Volkswagen in China seems to suggest that they do not yet have a compelling product.
Then in Europe, consumers are also on the back foot, and the company is facing a lot of regulatory burdens. VW, as we know, it's a huge company, and they for many years have been trying to slim down, become more agile, become more efficient.
Trying. Was it Yoda that said, do or do not? There is no try. For those who are unaware, the ownership structure of VW or Volkswagen Group, we'll use the terms interchangeably, don't get mad, is an absolute mess. In terms of voting rights in particular, very important for making decisions and getting stuff done. It is the biggest mess of any large company I am aware of. In addition to retail investors and institutional investors, which is par for the course with any publicly traded company, having their own say. The dominant controlling shareholder is actually a sub-brand, Porsche. That's like giving the family's pet goldfish the final say in any household matters. And if you thought that was bad, we are not done. We're going to play a fun little game. Don't get mad. Which of Earth's 7 continents is most widely known for bureaucracy? The unequivocal answer to this question is Europe. By the way, fun fact, did you know that Europe's the only continent that doesn't end in an A? It's kind of wild, actually. You got Africa, which also starts with an A, Antarctica, which also starts with an A, Asia, which also starts and ends with an A. You have Australia, which also starts and ends with an A. And then you have technically North and South America, but America also starts and ends with an A. Got nothing to do with anything. I just thought I'd mention that for those who don't know. It's kind of weird. Anyway, within that continent of Europe, the bureaucratic continent of Earth, which country is most well known for its bureaucracy? And every single German in the audience is screaming, pick me, it's us, it's Germany. Correct. Now, here's the thing about Volkswagen. Not only is Volkswagen based in Germany, the most far and away, by the way, hands down, no contest, bureaucratic country in all of Europe, but this is, bro, you're not going to believe this if you don't already know it. The German state, as in the German government known itself globally for bureaucracy, red tape. Are you ready? Are you sitting down? The German fucking government owns a massive stake in Volkswagen and has voting rights. The most bureaucratic entity, government, in the most bureaucratic country, Germany, in the most bureaucratic continent, Europe, has its say, an ownership stake and a voting stake in Volkswagen. That's like giving your pet goldfish's turds the final say and voting control in family decisions. If I asked an LLM to cook up the worst possible structure for a business that actually wanted to A, get stuff done, B, adapt to change, and C, survive, the worst possible structure would include family ownership, outsized voting control, say hypothetically of the Porsche group, state government ownership and voting control, plus your usual retail and institutional investors. So you just can't, it's not possible to be structured any worse than Volkswagen is.
What's become apparent is that the plans that they made in 2024 are not sufficient to compete with especially the now much more export-focused Chinese manufacturers that are also pushing into Europe.
Okay, well, let's see how much these plans get watered down when the Labour representatives get involved. But meanwhile...
she fucking knows. That wry smile. Yeah, so... I didn't really even start on the whole Labour representatives and them having Volkswagen by the balls, but this is just not going to end well. No, you can't get rid of that many people. It's not right. If you do, you have to pay them $10 billion redundancy payment. Volkswagen, the company, is so encumbered and compromised that even if they knew what they needed to do, they're not going to be able to do it. I've seen ash that was less cooked than Volkswagen.
Well, Elizabeth, you've got Chinese car makers continuing to capture more of the European market, another threat to European car makers.
Yes, absolutely. We reported on the latest figures there, and it's yet another month of record market share for Chinese manufacturers in Europe, pushing for the first time above 10%. That surge has been especially led by hybrid cars, which is interesting in light of the fact that the EU back in 2024 imposed tariffs on fully electric cars. So Chinese
What? How did I miss this news back in 24? Oh, fuck me, dude. Did I mishear? Did I imagine that? Or did she just say that the EU imposed tariffs on fully electric vehicles coming into the EU? So as a result of this, oh, fuck me, dude. Chinese car makers have been pushing trans electric vehicles into Europe as a way of getting around the tariffs imposed on fully electric vehicles. Did I just hear this? If this is true, this is truly one of the most retarded, brain-dead and counterproductive decisions undertaken by the EU in minutes.
Manufacturers have apparently been shifting somewhat to offering more hybrid models to consumers, which don't get lobbed with those additional costs for them. And Chinese manufacturers are on a tear because they're able... Sorry, go on.
Sorry, I was just going to say, what's the EU going to do to protect European automakers in that case then?
By the way, the answer to this is there is actually nothing they can do. Retarded companies that have been screaming for the last 10 years, disrupt me harder, daddy. Oh yeah, I like that. Bankrupt me faster, daddy. Are getting exactly what they've been begging for. It's too late now. They're cooked. There's nothing they can do. Any attempt to intervene is just going to harm local consumers, removing choice, sending costs of existing products to the moon. European automakers, not just Volkswagen, are now at the find out part of the last 10, 15 years of fucking around. Government cannot intervene and save Blockbuster from getting Netflixed.
Well, they could also put tariffs on hybrid and plug-in vehicles, and they may be talking about that already. We're not quite sure. We've heard some rumors, but we're not sure. And they could put in place some measures that require manufacturers to make more vehicles in Europe. And the EU is discussing this as part of the Industrial Accelerator Act, and specifically for car makers, they are working through policy proposals on made in Europe vehicles. So that would obviously trigger Chinese car makers to make more vehicles here, and we've seen quite a few deals in that regard already. Stellantis, for example, is among them. They've got a deal with their partner Leapmotor to make Opel vehicles in Spain, also including Chinese technology, and also at a plant that Stellantis owns in Spain near Madrid.
Now, as I said, this news is extremely shocking. No one could possibly have seen this coming. I'm surprised. I'm sure you're surprised as well. And I'm sure VW are also extremely surprised. The writing wasn't on the wall. If you are hallucinating and think you heard some midwit content creators suggesting that VW wouldn't survive the decade they were cooked, you probably imagined it. Mate, what's this? With news, Volkswagen could lay off 100,000 people and shut down a bunch of factories breaking. I asked Grok to scrape some videos for things I said about Volkswagen and legacy automotive. Here are some. November 2020. I'm not good at math. Let's say here that's 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. Nearly 6 years ago. This person on X, allegedly in a video, said VW must successfully transition to EVs or they are fucked. They are out of business. Also, in November 2020, if VW fucks this up, they will not exist. And also, you can all but write them off. They are headed for bankruptcy, inevitably. Same guy also, back in November 2020, said the vast majority of legacy automakers will be out of business before this decade ends. They will either go bankrupt, have merged, or be acquired. November 2021, same person. My prediction is that Volkswagen will be bankrupt within 10 years. Many more quotes along the same lines. Whoever this person is, they sure do fucking repeat themselves a lot. Another sure sign that Volkswagen are going bankrupt before the decade ends. They will go bankrupt by the end of this decade. Any of the legacy automotive manufacturers who today have a plan to still be selling any ICE vehicles whatsoever in 2030 will not survive the decade. Volkswagen doing their best to bankrupt themselves, he said back in 2021. The vast majority of legacy automotive manufacturers will be out of business. They will have gone bankrupt. Too much bureaucracy. Too little urgency. I don't think they stand a chance. 2022, this guy suggests that VW has a lot more to lose than other automotive manufacturers, suggesting that the structure of the business, the company itself, is an absolute clusterfuck. Family ties, too many old Luddites. He also suggested VW will need to move urgently. They didn't, spoiler alert. Make enormous number of changes. They didn't, spoiler alert. Including, unfortunately, jettisoning many tens of thousands of existing employees. When did he say this? Oh, 2022. Do you notice the lag factor between some dickhead with 3 first names repeating the same shit year after year after year and VW taking the very actions that this guy said they would need to take? How long has it taken? 4 fucking years. Between me, not me, some guy who isn't me, saying that VW will unfortunately need to let go of tens of thousands of employees, and the CEO of VW, literally 4 years later, we might need to let go of tens of thousands of employees. Wow. I'm going to skip ahead. I think you guys understand the point. There is at least one person who obviously didn't know what he was talking about, very clearly outlining the challenges, the changes that needed to be made, the probability of success being essentially zero anyway. Here's a classic. July 2022. I hope that none of you are currently working at a legacy automotive manufacturer expecting to have a job in 5 years. Which, for those of you playing along at home, he said this exactly 4 years ago. September 2024. We're starting to see VW collapse. The foundations are shaking and this collapse will accelerate. It's a death spiral. This is the beginning of the end for VW. They're not going to make it. I think you guys get the point. The writing has been on the wall for well over half a decade. The true question, deep down, is did Volkswagen actually know that they were fucked in 2020? I did. Not me. The guy that's posting quotes from videos, it's definitely not me, knew. Was quite confident and was saying, I think it's possible they may have a little bit of a difficult time in the 2020s. No, they're completely fucked. They're going out of business. They're bankrupt, collapsing, blah, blah, blah. Pretty clear. So the question is, did they know and they're just unable to take the necessary actions? They're so encumbered, per this quote, being a bureaucratic, red tape encrusted clusterfuck. Were their hands tied? Maybe. Or are they actually as retarded as they appear to be? I would just like to confirm that my current prediction remains unchanged, just as I was saying at the dawn of this decade, that Volkswagen and other large legacy auto companies wouldn't survive the decade. We're now into the second half of this decade and nothing has changed. They're all cooked. The actions they needed to take 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago have not been taken. It's far too late now. I don't want these companies to die. I'm just telling you, they have fatal wounds. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have some acting classes to attend to ensure that the next time a large legacy automotive company that's not Toyota announces that their business model is not working and that they'll have to lay off catastrophic numbers of employees, I want to ensure that I'll do my best to give you guys the impression I'm extremely shocked and didn't see it coming, let alone predict it across dozens of videos going back to 2020. Thanks for watching. If you appreciate the content and want to support the channel, check out the links below where you can get early access to daily videos, unlock hundreds of exclusive pieces of content and plenty more. AG1 has been part of my daily health protocol for almost half a decade. It's packed full of vitamins and minerals and helps me fill in nutritional gaps while supporting energy, digestion and immune function. It also has prebiotics and probiotics to promote gut health. I take my health very seriously, and so should you. Try AG1 today by visiting drinkag1.com/SMR or click the link in the pinned comment and enjoy a free welcome kit with vitamin D3 plus K2 and AG1 travel packs. That's drinkag1.com/SMR.